Hey everybody, welcome to the Department of Comics. I am your humble host, Agent DeCamp. Happy to see you here. And this is the second installment of Series I Own, where I look at different types of mini-series, maxi series. I probably won't delve into the complete full run of stuff because that'll just take too long to show. But I'm just going to show you the ones that I do have actually the entire run of. Usually it runs anywhere from 3 to 12 issues. Today I'm going to go into a Marvel book. This was a strange series, I should say. It was called Marvel. What this was is back in the day, the early 2000s, Peter David was writing a Captain Marvel title, not Carol Danvers, the original. Actually, it wasn't Marvel, it was Marvel's son, Genis Vell. And I guess the sales weren't that good, and they were thinking about canceling it, and Peter David, I believe, didn't want it canceled, so one of the heads, the higher ups, Bill Jamas and Quesada, Joe Quesada, they kind of like made a bet with him that Jamas said he could write a book that would be funnier and sell better than Peter David's Captain Marvel. It's called the You Decide thing, and fans were allowed to vote and things like that. Well, I have to say that Marvel did lose. This thing was torched by fans and critics alike, everything. And it actually boosted the Captain Marvel series a little bit, which is good because that was a good book as well. But this book here takes place, this is a character called Cal AOL. Because back then DC was owned by America Online, if anybody knows what America Online is. It was one of the original pioneers of doing online stuff and email and everything. And DC was very involved with them, and then they ended up buying it. They bought Warner. And in this book, he's in the future and he gets sent back to the past to try to help to avert a future thing happening. And it's a weird series, it really is. And that issue also had a Transformers parody and a foil for issue number 1. And then it had another spot foil by Greg Horn, which is the first cover appearance of this character named Mickey. It's not Mary Jane, her name's Mickey. It's a character that Cal AOL meets. Okay? This book was known for some risque covers. And this one here is issue number 2, showing Mickey holding some pizza and some other things and not wearing anything. Okay? Then we got one of Mickey with the dog, with her dog. Well, actually, this is Cal AOL's dog. I think he's called AOL Stro. Okay. Then we got the next one has Mickey fighting some dinosaurs. I can't remember if they went to the Savage Land or how they got around the dinosaurs. I really can't remember. The book really isn't good enough to read. Okay, then we have the most popular cover of this series, which is Famous. And it's a little risque again. Right here. It shows Mickey with a nice little booty shot there. However, it does look like she's wearing a G-string back there. So, and this one here, as you can see, it says Originville. That's because this is the time that Wolverine Origin was coming out. And they do have a variant cover of this with a type of Wolverine character on the cover. But for some reason, I never got that one. I don't know why. And then issue 6 of 6 is right here, with Mickey kind of almost looking like a Mary Jane type. Another Greg Horn beautiful cover. And strangely, the 6-issue miniseries had a 7th issue, which is strange. This one here is a little knockoff of Wheel of Fortune. It says Epic right there with Mickey. And all this book really is, it talks about how to, it talks about the new Epic imprint that they brought back, the one they had back in the 80s, and I think it might have gone into the early 90s, I'm not sure. But they brought it back with some new titles and everything. And they're spotlighting that in here. And then near the end of the book, it tells you how to submit stuff to Marvel to be published in the Epic imprint line. So, very interesting. Issue 7 of 6. Even though it only says 7 on there. Okay, so that's all we have for that. And then today's slab, since that was Marvel books, I'm going to go with a DC. Here we have Wonder Woman 800 with a very cool Trinity cover. Trinity is the daughter of Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor. It's an interesting character. It's something Tom King came up with. Tom King isn't the greatest writer, but His Wonder Woman title, so-so. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But I kind of like how he introduced this character. It's a really good story. So, if you want to follow the Wonder Woman series, the newer one, I would start from the beginning. Even though it's Tom King kind of wanders around on it, but I like the story of Trinity, and I look forward to seeing more from her in the future. So, okay, that's it for today's video for Comics I Own number 2, or I'm sorry, Series I Own number 2. And so if you could hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, suggest it to a friend saying there's this fat old guy on YouTube with comics, and leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. So until next time, keep reading those comics.